don't feel the motion of the earth. But when we see the sky, we see the evidence that we are moving. So how fast we are moving in the space? Let us find.
How fast our Earth moves in space. How fast are we spinning? Earth completes its one rotation, that is one day, in 23 hours 56 minutes and 4 seconds. Circumference at the equator is roughly 40,075 kilometers. Since speed is distance upon time, and the distance here is the circumference of the great circle, that is the equator, which is calculated by the formula 2 pi r. So speed is 2 pi r upon t, and thus we get the speed at the surface of the earth as 460 meter per second, that is approximately equal to 1000 miles per hour, or which is approximately equal to 1670 kilometers per hour. Earth revolving around the Sun in the elliptical orbit never returns to the same starting point. What? Surprised? Just have a look.
A year on Earth is measured by one complete trip around the Sun. Seems simple enough, but there is a problem. The Earth doesn't travel in a path around the Sun that returns to its starting point. So how do we know when a year starts or ends? Well, one way, called a sidereal year, measures our orbit against the distant stars. As viewed from the Earth, our orbit causes the Sun to appear to move through the constellations of the zodiac on a path called the ecliptic. And when the Sun returns to its starting point, a sidereal year has passed.
Actually, the motion of the planets around the Sun is a helical motion, that is like a vortex, or something more fascinating. Here we can see a sketch of the planetary spiral motions and Miller's ether drift. We can see here that the Earth is orbiting the Sun in a helical motion, and the Sun is also moving towards the galactic center. The path is inclined at an angle of 60 degrees with the plane of the ecliptic.
orbit the Sun. The orbit is an ellipse with an eccentricity of 0.01671. This is very small value, close to 0. So we can consider the orbit nearly circular. Radius of the Earth's orbit is approximately 150 million kilometer, that is 1 astronomical unit. The circumference of the Earth's orbit is 942 million kilometer. Time to complete one orbit, that is, the Earth complete its one revolution around the Sun in 365 days, 5 hours, 59 minutes and 16 seconds, which is equal to 8,766 hours. The speed thus calculated is around 30 km per second. The Sun and the galaxy moves too. The Sun has an orbit of its own in the Milky Way. The Sun is about 25,000 light years from the center of our galaxy, that is Milky Way, and the Milky Way is at least 1 lakh light years across. We are about halfway out from the center. Then our Sun and the whole solar system appears to move at a speed of around 220 km per second or around 7,20,000 km per hour. The Milky Way and all the other galaxies too move with a speed of about 2.1 million km per hour towards the great attractor, the central gravitational point of the Laniakea supercluster. In about 4 billion years, the Milky Way will collide with its nearest neighbor, that is the Andromeda galaxy. The two are rushing towards each other with a speed of about 70 miles per second. So we can see everything in the universe is in motion. With this, we can conclude that with a fixed frame of reference taken as CBR, the cosmic microwave background radiation, our Earth is moving with a speed of about 390 km per second towards the constellation Leo. The great attractor is also in the same direction. About CBR, I will discuss in my next video.